Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So the update is out and we need to take a look at Karnak. Karnak is one of the two champions alongside Nebula that got updated, and well, we'll see how he's changed. So in this video we're going to be taking a look at Karnak pre-buff, his damage output by himself with the synergy team, and then we're going to be taking a look at Karnak post-buff and what's changed about him, how his playstyle is, and all that other stuff. So this is him pre-buff, and we have definitely had champions who do worse. We have had champions who do quite significantly worse, to be honest, than Karnak did pre-buff. But still, critting for 2400 on mediums and 1500 on lights is not too great. There is a 3k heavy crit, and the numbers 10k on level 2 is not anything too juicy. He's kind of saved by the fact that he does have that high crit rate as long as you don't get hit too often. But other than critting a lot, he crits for very, very little. There are no damage over time effects, there's no build up, there's no ramp up, there's no burst anywhere. There's nothing basically at all whatsoever. And I could make you guys sit here for the entire fight, but the one thing that I will say that I am wheezing in heavy attacks here quite a bit on purpose, just because I know that I will be throwing heavy attacks after the buff in order to pause the Furies, and get that physical vulnerability. So this entire fight is taking about 5 minutes. I think this is a 5-minute mark where I did lose a combo just before the very end. We can see that I was at 251 hits. I go for it, and then I don't know what happened. I thought I parried, maybe I didn't, whatever. 251 hits, he's on 1%, so just to be kind of fair, I will wait out till I get that crit rate increase and then finish off this fight. I also did throw like one level 1 in this fight, or just to see, but that level 1 damage is pathetic, so we need to stay away from that. 254 hits. Now we can take a look at the synergy team, and Karnak doesn't have synergy team really. He's part of Inhuman royal family, so that gives him like 25% attack increase, but it's borderline not really worth doing it. I think you're probably better off having like a Falcon synergy team with crit chance, crit damage, and more attack increase than this. But just for the sake of it, we have the Inhuman synergy with Quake and Magneto. And now we have him synergized, and obviously because he doesn't have any specific synergy team, there's hardly any difference. I did get tagged somewhere along the way. We are hitting slightly harder. Absolutely no changes on functionality of Karnak with a full synergy team, and that's all she wrote. 216, so we shaved off like 38 hits, which is fine. So then there are the Nebula fights, I believe, but now we have updated the game. Now the differences start. So Karnak already starts focused if he's awakened with 1 charge, as we can see here, and the timer ticks down for, well, the 2nd and then the 3rd charge. So if I can, I want to punish his heavies with my own heavies, because he gets a fragility debuff, which lets me hit harder, and once I will get the passive fury placed on me, it will also enable me to pause it, which is quite important, because I think you can stack up to about 5 of them in a realistic, well, this type of fight. Probably 3 in an average fight, depending how the fight goes. But here you can see that I have 3 charges, and we're smacking that Winter Soldier. I like that special power bar is kind of like discolored now during opponent's special attacks, kind of indicating that you can't use it. It can help people recognize animations better, because there are champions who have like an animation start of a heavy attack, very similar to special attack. Now here I activated 3 heavies in a row. I was thinking that I'm punishing his special with the first one, but then I noticed later on, actually after this video, that even if I punish his special with my own heavy, it didn't really count there, and it still consumed my focus charge, which kind of annoyed me, to be honest. Still, not the biggest of deal. I would have played slightly different had I noticed it before, but it's all good. That 3rd charge isn't all that needed. Like, it does give you that extra damage boost, but it's more important to keep those Furies anyways, I'd say. And speaking of the Furies, at this point I do have two 50% Furies. Unfortunately, Karnak is one of those champions where you do kind of have to pick whether you want damage or you want his true focus. His true focus duration has been increased significantly, where you can maintain it during the entire fight, but what you cannot do is, you know, keep throwing level 2s and level 1s at the same time. It's just not going to happen. So you kind of have to pick between the increase in damage, which is actually quite good increase. He does hit quite hard for a rank 1 6-star right now. As you can see, 87 hits in, 4 Furies, and he's dropping bombs. He's dropping bombs on the guy. So with that, here I should not have went for a heavy probably, but it's fine. You know, we still have 4 Furies, 8k medium crit, opposed to the measly 3k as it was before, 13k heavy damage instead of the 3k before that, 16k, and that would have hit for like 35k. So he definitely does have significantly more damage. I have 5 Furies here, 4 Furies now, but still, you know, the dude does have a lot more damage. Since this video is focusing on damage, he definitely has a lot more damage. 109 hits opposed to 254, I believe. And then I synergized him up, and again, the synergy team is pretty much irrelevant. I think I'm going to play this a bit different. I'm going to try and make sure I always have 3 of the focus charges, and with 3 of the focus charges, I can't necessarily drop in all of those heavy attacks as well. And I think I'm going to actually end up doing like more hits in this fight, if that can be. So the synergies they don't help. The Karnak is not a champion that relies on synergies, which is in fact a really, really good thing. I actually like champions who do not need synergy partners. And even though like in this type of test where how well he does a synergy team, he does pretty much the same as without, it's kind of, you know, not what you want to be showcasing. But when it comes to actually using the champion, you always rather have a champion that does not need his synergy teams, that absolutely relies on them. So I definitely mark that in as a strong point for Karnak, and I absolutely love it. And now we're going to go to the finish, which we had 109 hits before, and I think we have like 103, so it's pretty much the same. So the synergy team is pretty much entirely useless. So what do I think of Karnak? Obviously, it still remains to be seen. One of the cool things is he's healing from willpower like a beast still. I always do like and enjoy champions that are, you know, liquid courage, double-edge friendly. That immediately kind of leads me to think I'll probably at the very least take him to rank 2. Just because he's, you know, a bit of a healing machine and he might actually have some proper use right now. That being said, you know, still there are things I would have liked Kabam to have added him or do to him, because effectively he's pretty much exactly the same as he was, except that his level 1 now is actually usable to maintain your true strike, and in ideal situations he can have more damage now. But he's still exactly the same champion. That's not a proper moderate buff in my opinion. That's not a proper overhaul, whichever one he was meant to receive, because both of them were kind of a bit underwhelming. I think this was meant to be an overhaul, but it definitely isn't. It's at best moderate buff. But when it comes strictly to his damage, he does have more than double of it right now. So that is definitely a very promising start. And we're going to need to do a bit more testing, and eventually time will show us how well or poorly he gets incorporated in the contest. Let me know what you guys think, and I'm going to catch you guys soon. See ya. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about